Hey everybody, One of Wisdom here, back for part 36 of our Skylanders Giants Blind playthrough. Just introduced Trigger Happy properly and did his heroic challenge in part 35. We're going to back out now. Obviously, the way we had him was from Triple Pack number 1, Pop Fizz, Whirlwind, and Trigger Happy. That said, we've done Pop Fizz, I believe, so we're going to go ahead and introduce Series 2 Whirlwind.
Twists of fury!
Looks like they changed her voice too.
Anytime you're ready for what's next, you just come see the best pilot.
Okay, anyway, while Flynn was talking, you saw, new heroic challenges available. Obviously, if you had Series 1 Whirlwind and you transferred her over, it actually does not unlock a heroic challenge. You have to have the Series 2. Then, of course, with 4 air element Skylanders, it increased our elemental power. But her Series 2 pose, it really didn't do much different from the Series 1 pose. Obviously, the horn, the wings, a little bit different. I felt like the paint job was pretty good. But there's a quick little look at Whirlwind. She's actually, there's a lot of die-hard Whirlwind fans, or by no means a majority or anything, but believe it or not, just even box stock, she comes in very handy because of her lob attack. But before we get into that, we'll go ahead and take a look at her stats here. I don't really know what she said, it kind of dropped a frame, but stats. Her max health begins at 270, speed 50, so pretty quick right out of the box. Weakness initially will be her armor, which is at 18. Critical hit 50. Her elemental power, it would be 25, but since we've got the 4 air elements, she's up to 46. We'll back out, take a look at her upgrades. Rainbow of Doom is her primary attack. An arced blast of rainbow energy. Note that it says arced. I've mentioned this several times in this playthrough somehow. But what she does, like when you have enemies on the ledges, particularly like in her heroic challenge, assuming it's the same, where some Skylanders have a real hard time getting to them, or you have to use a bomb or something to kind of get to them, she can actually just use her base attack because it is kind of arced upright, and it's one of those things, once you've played the game, you'll kind of know what I mean and appreciate it. Her secondary attack is the Tempest Cloud. Send forth clouds that electrocute nearby enemies. Her first upgrade is Rainbow Chain. Rainbows do extra damage. Shoot a Tempest Cloud and a second rainbow chains off of it. Her second upgrade is Triple Tempest. Have 3 Tempest Clouds active. Tempest Clouds do extra damage. Next up is Dragon Flight, which comes in very handy. Press Z to fly. Increase speed and armor while flying. That's common with most of the dragons. The armor actually comes in handy when you get into like the harder parts of the game. And most importantly for the average player is the speed boost. Last upgrade is Dual Rainbows. Shoot a Tempest Cloud and 2 rainbows will chain off of it. Right now you get to a point where you pick a path. Her primary is obviously going to be this top one. Double Dose of Doom. Shoot 2 rainbows of doom at once. Next one is Atomic Rainbow. Rainbow of Doom attack does increased damage. And lastly, Rainbow Singularity. Hold A to charge up a super powerful Rainbow of Doom. I know I mentioned in the last game, how crazy it was, Rainbow of Doom, but it's one of those things you do have to hold A, not quite as long as with some of the other Skylanders, and it is pretty effective. Her and Sonic Boom are kind of similar, albeit their attack's different. Her secondary path, she's one of the ones I had a hard time picking a path last time. Triple Rainbow, it's full on. Shoot a Tempest Cloud and 3 rainbows will chain off of it. Next up, Tempest Tantrum. Bigger Tempest Clouds does increased damage with increased range. And then lastly, Tempest Matrix. Electricity forms between Tempest Clouds that hurt enemies. I think I will initially begin with her Series 2 anyway, down this path. That way I can kind of compare and contrast, and if I hate it I can switch back. But her Soul Gem was Rainbow of Healing. Rainbows heal your allies. Obviously, if you play multiplayer, as you can see Boomer there in the foreground, grateful that she's doing that. This would be a big deal. If you're like me and you do 97% of everything by yourself, doesn't really mean much, kind of a letdown there, but you know, I guess it is something unique, and like I said, multiplayer comes in very handy. Now, what will be very interesting here and looks crazy before I've read about it is her Wow Pow power. This is exclusive to the Series 2s. Again, Light Core don't get them. Why, I have no idea. Granted, you know, she's not a Light Core, but as many times as I can mention that, I'm going to. But the Series 2 repos, the main draw with them, you know, assuming you already have Series 1 Whirlwind, is in fact this Wow Pow and the ability to switch upgrade paths. The Wow Pow, though, is called Cloud Bursting. Tempest Clouds automatically shoot rainbows. That sounds like it's going to be pretty dadgum cool. Maybe one of the better ones that I've read thus far, at least in terms of practicality. That said, I'm kind of excited to see how that pans out, but we'll go ahead and back out, come over here, or actually,
Now approaching our final
there's her
destination.
primary attack, kind of give you a look at that, and then the secondary attack, you can see her Tempest Cloud. Initially, she can only have one available. They kind of expire. As you can see, you shoot an egg at it, or the Rainbow of Doom, it doesn't really do anything, but I wanted to fly right there, and I can't. It's weird going from fully upgraded to stock. She seems fairly small, too. I never really noticed that until now. But,
ready for more training? Alright, let's do
we're going
it!
to see what her heroic challenge is. Hopefully, if it's the same one, hers was kind of challenging, at least, you know, like time-wise, to get to that cake. I don't know if it was as bad with her as some of the other Skylanders, but we'll go ahead and I guess we need to see if that's even what it is at this point in time. Okay, yeah, Lobs of Fun, I remember it. Earn a tasty treat, that would be the cake I just referenced, by taking out Cyclops' +5 elemental power. So again, you kind of see that enemy, I think it's an enemy up there. It's kind of hard to tell in that inset, but where some characters have a really hard time getting up there, you know, they actually have to use the bomb, and for whatever reason, if you remember the bombs from last game in the heroic challenges, you can walk up to a platform one time and it's spot on, and then you can do the exact same thing the next time and you're not even close to hitting the enemy. That's where you start to lose the time, but I feel like Whirlwind was able to just use her base attack and kind of breeze through it. That said, hopefully that's the case now, or you know, we'll kind of look like an idiot for saying that, but we're going to go find out.
These awful Cyclopses are messing everything up around here. I've tried asking politely for them to leave, but no luck. The main ones are standing up on platforms. Maybe you can figure out a way to get rid of these guys. If you do, there's a tasty reward in it for you.
3, 2, 1.
So 4 minutes, as you can see, this is kind of like a lengthy challenge. Yeah.
Cyclops eliminated.
As you can see, Whirlwind just bombed the guy from up, you know, ground level with her base attack. While she should breeze through this once we kind of relearn the pattern, well, assuming we actually kind of pick up on it. Other Skylanders are going to have trouble with this because you have to use bombs. I actually don't see any right now, oddly enough. That's why I'm not going straight over there. I want to investigate. Oh, I get it. I remember now, these enemies actually throw bombs and you pick them up. I think we saw that in Chapter 5. So that'll be what you have to do. That'll actually be even a little slower than last time. Let's just trash that. Apparently bombs float on the water, if you're wondering. Yeah, so I think this will be one of the heroic challenges that's basically the same. My personal opinion is that it's going to be tougher. just because, or last time you could throw a bomb and miss and, you know, frantically hurry and pick up another one. That will not work this time, because you've got to wait for the Cyclops to actually throw the bomb. And like I said, sometimes the bombs make contact with the enemy and sometimes they don't. And you know, you can go and make contact and then do the exact same maneuver, and you will wind up out of luck. But the good news is, as Whirlwind, I mean, this thing's honestly pretty easy, at least in, you know, in terms of that. Used to, I think there was a bomb in that corner of the beach, and then I think up here, where I was just walking, you kind of had one.
We've almost made it.
But yeah, she's doing great. We will have to backtrack, assuming the cake is like in the same area.
One more to go.
Okay, yeah. So they've got that guy locked behind the monster gate, I'll assume. Let me try and get some Tempest Clouds for you. A lot of XP we didn't get. But, you do have 4 minutes in this one. It's one of those things, though, it's kind of going to come down to how well the bombs move or not. Like right there was a bomb last time, and then you'd have to hit it, and if you missed the bomb, even though you're like spot on, it's just one of those deals that kind of get frustrating. This is the monster gate you have to lower. I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, I didn't even try to do that. Anyway, let me kill all these guys just so we can get the XP. Oh wow, that's why they're called flamethrower pirates. But anyway, we messed around a lot and we got it done with a full minute left.
Challenge complete. Excellent job.
Bear in mind, though, that's going to be much more difficult for any Skylander that has to use the bombs that the Cyclops is through. So, I don't know how many times I came up the bridge and got that one with just a few seconds left. If I'm going to have to wait on it to throw a bomb, it's going to be quite problematic. But anyway, this was another real quick short video. Like I said, Whirlwind does have a pretty large fan base, real loyal to her. I think a lot of people write her off. She kind of seems girly, or I don't know, maybe they're just not into the look or something. But if you do actually take the time to upgrade her, I think you will definitely enjoy having her upgraded and, you know, on your side. So essentially the same heroic challenge, just kind of tweaked it a little bit. Let me just skip that. So yeah, what, about 3/5 of the way up to level 2 now, once we've done that. But overall, like I said, I think if you do actually upgrade Whirlwind, regardless of the path you pick, I think you'll, you know, come to enjoy her. Biggest thing with Whirlwind, if you don't have her, either Series 1 or Series 2, I would recommend you actually pick her up, because there's, off the top of my head, I can't really think of anyone. Shroom Boom may have a little bit of a lob to his attack. I don't know that it's in the same radius or arc that Whirlwind has, but you know, most everyone else is kind of a straightforward attack or something. Sometimes Slam Bam's able to freeze enemies in that challenge, I remember from last time. But that little arc, just like I like Terrafin, you know, because he burrows, that arc that Whirlwind has in her base box stock attack actually comes in very handy. I think it was Crystal Eye Castle, maybe last time, there was a Blade Witch, and it was a complete pain to get her. I think Sonic Boom, if you upgraded her roar attack enough, could do it. But the best way is honestly just use Whirlwind. You had to get her for the enemy goal. But I'll quit rambling about that. Obviously, there are, you know, perks to each Skylander, little things that make them unique. But questions, comments, feel free to ask here on YouTube, or for a much quicker response, I recommend you use the link at the top of the video description box that will take you to the blog. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. As always, thanks for watching, and we will catch you back here for part 37.